bring some people in, invite some people in. Excuse me, and then we'll start. Okay, we are ready. Heart. You can turn to your Bibles and to Galatians chapter 3 and 3. I don't like to cherry pick, but I'm just going to use this one verse to start with tonight. And what the entitlement of it is just Yom Teruah. Yom Teruah. Yom Teruah means the day of the shout, the day of the trumpet blast. It's the day of the trumpet blast. Many people don't know that the 7 feast days that are recorded in Leviticus 23, that is the salvation plan of Yah. That's the salvation plan for mankind. And it's important that you know where we are biblically. We don't have to guess. We don't have to guess at a lot of things. Because when we walk according to the Bible, to the scriptures, it's going to lead us all the way up until that day, that great day of Yah Almighty. So it's Galatians 3 and 3. Galatians 3 and 3. Galatians, Galatia, in Greece. Got to know what he was dealing with. He was dealing with the Greeks. The Greeks were men of philosophy and men that they prided themselves on how well spoken they were, how much knowledge that they knew. So Shaul has a difficult task when he's on this journey and he's sailing around and he's going to people that have popped up. You know how we got all these pop-up churches, church pop up here, pop up. Well, this one started happening. They started to pop up and they didn't have regulations and things were going on. Things were going on, and you know, Shaul was like, look, let me go teach them according to Torah. Because y'all got to understand that anybody listening, y'all have to understand that when the apostles were on the face of the earth, they did not have they did not have the New Testament, what you call the New Testament. They didn't have the renewed covenant. It wasn't written. It wasn't written. So what they taught from the Torah, they taught from the Tanakh. They did not teach from what you see. We have a lot of timelines mixed up in our head. A lot of people think, well, they taught from Noah, they couldn't have taught from what you call the New Testament. It wasn't available. So what did they teach from? So how can you teach from out of the Torah and the Tanakh and then teach against it? You can't. That's blasphemy back in this day. That's blasphemy. Let us look at 3 and 3 of Galatians. It says, are you so foolish? Having begun in the spirit, are you now made perfect by the flesh? What is flesh? The flesh is the doctrine of men. That is flesh. Flesh is the doctrine of men. It is the mindset, it is the thought of man on how man thinks things should go and how man thinks things should be outside of this word, which is dangerous. I never teach my sons and daughters anything outside of this word. Are you so foolish, having begun in the spirit? How do you begin in the spirit? You begin in the what? You begin in the word. The word begins to fill your spirit. The word begins to build you. The blood don't build you. The blood is a covering. It's a covering. You say it all the time, I'm covered by the blood. It's not to lift you. The blood does not educate you. The blood does not have an education system. It doesn't have anything to edify you and to give for you to teach your children and your children's children's children. And that's what we have happening in society today. Because too many people are concerned about being covered instead of working the word. This word has to be worked. Everybody want to be covered. Oh, long as my house covered. Oh, I'm covered. No, you're not covered. Because if you got 25 people around you that ain't covered, them 25 eyes gonna start looking at your house. Oh yeah. And that's what starts to happen when we were in school. You was picked on or you were bullied in school because you were different. You were seen as different. You were seen as different from all the people around you, so they began to sing and God to pick you out. It's the same thing that goes on right now in school. Let a child make straight A's in school and watch they get picked at. They'll get picked at. They won't have many friends. You know, if they're not trying to skip school, they're not using profanity. Oh, you green, oh, you this, oh, you that. That's, look, we are in an age to where good is evil spoken of, and evil spoken things are made to be good. Y'all know they have side chicks. They done empower side chicks, and they done empower strippers. They empower anything that's outside this book. I see they give it power. We give it power, people. That's the only thing, the only evil that exists. It can only exist outside of mankind. It comes from mankind. It comes from mankind. You show me a gun walking around releasing bullets in the air. No, then I'll show you a man on the other end of that gun. On the end of that bomb. On the end of that knife. So for this short time I have you for, I'm going to try to go through gracefully. The Bible says, are you foolish, having begun in the spirit? Are you now made perfect by the flesh, by the doctrine of men, by the law of man, by the law of mankind? So that's really where I want to start, because where we're going to after here is we're going to go to Exodus 23, because I want to bring you back to the spirit. I want to bring you back to the spirit of the letter. This is the spirit of the letter. I want to bring you back to the spirit of the letter, because the letter killeth, the spirit maketh alive. So the spirit of this book, I don't want that. Is your Exodus 23 and 13. And see, this went with what I brought y'all, the path that I put y'all on. 33 is not part of it, but I had started before I started, so I'm going to read this for those who are already in the room. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, be real cautious, you take real note, and make no mention of the name of other deities, other gods. Really should say make no mention of the name of deities. Don't mention the name of what other people serve. Neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. That's 13. That's verse 13. But we're not. That goes with why I was bringing y'all through the name. That's why I was bringing y'all through the name. And this is Joshua, Yehoshua, which is named rightfully. He said he was told the same thing. Make no mention of their names. Okay, we're going to start at verse 14 for Yom Teruah. The Bible says, 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Me being Yah. Me being Yah. So Yah is saying 3 times in a year, I have a barbecue. I have a cookout. And these 3 times in the year, I want all you males, I want all the males to come before me. Let's read. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread, which is in the month of Abib. And I want to say this too. Because my wife. Understand that you have 2 things going on when you're talking about a Hebraic environment. You have what we're finna get ready to go through now. We're finna get ready to end our agricultural year. our agricultural year. You have an agricultural year and you have a civil year. You have an agricultural year and a civil year. And those need to be separated because the Uz, which you call Jews, the Ashkenazis and the Khazars that are in Israel right now today, you'll see a lot of them saying that the end of the year, but that's just the end of their civil year or the end of their agricultural year. But there's a difference. There's a difference. So listen to the book. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. What comes before unleavened bread? Takar. What feast day comes before unleavened bread? Passover. Pesach. Passover comes before unleavened bread. So the Bible says, thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. None shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors. Okay, now, Passover is what? Passover is what? Passover is justification. Unleavened bread is what? Unleavened bread is purification. First fruits is what? Glorification. Glorification.
First fruits?
Yes, first fruits. Because the month of Abib is the beginning of our barley harvest. Barley, not wheat. That's barley. That's barley harvest. Because you have a summer and you have a winter. You have a summer and a winter wheat harvest. That's what I'm saying. The Bible is this Bible is the bomb. It is the bomb. But when you begin to understand your culture, you begin to understand this book, the culture of the people, then you begin to say, hey man, this wasn't done away with. This is the salvation plan. So what have they been teaching me? You understand? So the Bible says, in the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year. Ingathering is the end of the agricultural year, not the civil year. It's the end of the agricultural year, okay? And it says, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. So this is a real big jump, y'all. This is a real big jump. And the real big jump is because in between here, you missed Shavuot, what most people call, I think they call it Pentecost in Christianity, which Penta means 50. It means 50. So when you begin to break that word down, you'll start beginning. Why do they call it Pentecost? Because 50 days, they took a 50-day journey to the foot of Mount Sinai, where Moses, you call Moses, received the law, the Torah, from our Heavenly Father. He received the Torah from our Heavenly Father. So it's a few things in here, but we're gonna pick it up, okay? We're gonna pick it up. Verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruit of thy labors, which, verse 16, thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before Yahweh, before Yah. 3 times in the year we shall appear before Yah. All males. My wife is really pushes this, and I push it right along with her. But we have to get our males back before Yah according to this book. You understand me? Especially our melanated skin males. We got to get back before Yah because we're failing on all fronts. We have no ownership. We own nothing. We're some of the biggest consumers You understand me? In the world, but we own and we possess nothing. And that's a problem when we're producing offspring. Because when you look around you, everybody else has legacy to pass down to their generations, and we don't. This is a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. You know, people will be saying, well, that's not, man, listen, this is my life. So I can't preach and teach with other people too, because they're not a part of what we're going through. I'm based over here, my wife and I, you know, we're based over here in what our children love to call the hood. So we see it on all fronts. We're face to face with it. I'm face to face with it 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I told you, I had to go out at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to tell them, look, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to keep this clean, because they were trashing up the place around them. You know, at night they was around there all night drinking, smoking, whatever they do. You know, which that's an important thing. That's important is for them to keep it clean. Keep it clean. You know, because everybody has a different ETA, estimated time on arrival. I don't expect, because I stand before you and tell you something, I don't expect for your life to change like that. You didn't get like you are like that. It took time for you to get like you are. It took time. You know, you just didn't get like you are. You know, not saying that you're in a bad place, but if you're in a good place, you just didn't get there like that. You worked on it. You worked on your morals. You worked on your principles. You worked on those things. Okay? So we see these feast days, and the thing I want y'all to see that in verse 14, 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto what? Yeah. That's personal. That's personal. That's personal. You understand me? Let us turn to Leviticus chapter 23. Let's turn to Leviticus chapter 23. That's personal. I mean, a person can do what he want to do, but I want to draw the line in the sand. I just want to draw the line in the sand. The Bible says in Leviticus 23 and verse 1, and Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yah. Who feast are these? Yeah. Is this man's feast? What was these feasts the Pharisees' feast? Was it the Sadducee feast? Was it the Herodians' feast? Was it the Sanhedrin feast? Was it the scribes' feast? No, it was not their feast. It is the feast of Yah. Now, what amazes me is how quickly the melanated skin, because I don't like to say black, because black is a color. It's not a race of people. White is not a race of people. Yes, I'm very technical. I'm very technical because, man, words are powerful. Words are very, very powerful. Somebody say the wrong thing to you, your smile will turn to a frown. Because words are powerful, and words carry energy. Words carry enough energy to lift your spirits or defile your spirit. So you cannot play with me with words. Because if words don't matter, then just go around telling people I hate you with a smile. You know what? I just hate you. Start doing that, since words don't matter. See, it amazes me how when it benefits a person, certain things don't matter. But when it's non-beneficial to them, then, it matters now. It matters now. You know, because I always do this, right? I always do this, and I do this with a lot of pastors. Well, you know the name. Well, you know the name really don't matter. You know, it don't matter. You sure it don't matter? You say Jesus. I say, well, okay, since the name don't matter, then let's start going around baptizing people in the name of Tankhead. I baptize you in the name of Tankhead. I baptize you in the name of Raquita. No, but they say the name don't matter. You're gonna hit it if you take any portion of this teaching about, hey, look, you probably have somebody tell you the name don't matter. And then what's gonna rest in your head is the name don't matter. Well, if it don't matter, then let's just baptize them in any old name. Because if we go to the book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse 14, it says that there's only one name that has been given unto men, mankind, whereby men shall be saved. Now I gave y'all that verse, I gave y'all Psalms 44 verse 20. Because Yahweh knows the intent. Well, the mind knows the intent. The Bible says heart, but he knows the intent of the mind. He knows where you are trying to reach. He knows where you are trying to go. So me and my wife just want to get anybody that comes to this place back on the original path, which is in the Bible, this biblical Bible, because we stepped away too far. Okay, listen to the book. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yah, which ye shall proclaim holy meetings, holy convocations, holy meetings, holy cookouts. That's what we finna come together and do. We finna come together and we're gonna eat and we're gonna worship and we're gonna praise Yah. And Yah, he's saying, look, this is my appointed time. My appointed time. These are my, look, besides y'all Sabbaths, besides y'all Sunday services, I want something outside of that. I want something outside of what is normal, because look, I'm the creator. Y'all got 365 days a year and y'all be clowning. And y'all know y'all be clowning. So no, I need to bring y'all front and center, because one, you can't come before me defiled. Two, you have to prepare before you come to tread in my courts. You understand me? Yes, come as you are, but you come prepared. See, they're teaching you come as you are, just come. No, come prepared, because I cannot approach you in my flesh, because no flesh can stand before the Father. So if we know that we have these feast days coming, and that's when I have to start cutting back on bread or cutting back on, well, I don't drink soda. I don't really eat beer. I'm just giving y'all examples. Cutting back on this and cutting back on that. I'm going to have to fast, and I'm going to have to begin to study and research, because I'm finna get ready to go before the creator of the heavens and the earth. I have that power. I have that authority. So I'm finna go, so I need to prepare, because I know when this day is. September the 8th, we're going to observe this. Because in order to observe something, like, you know how y'all going to observe Labor Day on that day? Where if you really was to observe it, it would have to start at sundown the day before. Because if you read in your Bible, this is what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm talking about. You have a biblical calendar and you have a Gregorian calendar, man's calendar. They are totally different from this biblical calendar. But people are not taught the biblical calendar. Because the new year in this book, why should a new year start in winter? New Year starts in summer. Yes. Bursting with birds and flowers and weed and corn and everything is just bursting. That's the new year. That's the biblical new year. And if you read in your Bibles, I think it's 1 and 3 or 1 and 5, it says from the evening to the morning was the first day. No, your day don't start at midnight. Your day don't start at 6 a.m. in the morning. Your day starts right here. Biblical new day. And what this do, it begins to make you exercise your thought. You begin to exercise your thought, and you begin to get you begin to get on one accord with the Bible and with your Heavenly Father. You begin to become one. You begin to look at the moon and not just look at the beauty of it, but you begin to look at what it's telling you. I gave you the moon for my seasons. You read that too in Genesis. So tonight when I walk outside and I go look at the moon, I'm going to say, oh, what is it doing? Oh, it's waning. That's a waning Gibeah's time. Then you're going to go into the last quarter, and you're going to go into a waning crescent. You waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing what? Gibeah's, full moon, waning, what? Waning, Gibeah's, last quarter, and then you're going to do your last crescent, your waning crescent. You're going to go out. So it's a lot more than what this does. This puts you in tune with the erects. We're out of tune with the earth. We're out of tune. We're out of tune. That's why we're having to take trace minerals. Because the Bible says that every 7 years you're supposed to let the land rest. Why? So it can replenish. So you can get every vitamin and every mineral that you need out of the fruits and vegetables that you're going to eat. But now, we so smart, we got GMO, food grown in the laboratory, which causes cancer, which causes all kinds of stuff. Genetically modified objects, that's what I call it. Genetically modified objects is what I call it. So it's a lot of things that are going on. I just want to let y'all, I just want to let y'all know we serious in here. We serious business. We ain't just this ain't no church as usual. This is learning and learning fundamentals, because we have to get back on one accord with our Heavenly Father. Because what we're doing now not working. No. It's not all the blessings I see in this book. Not all the blessings and all the riches and all the stuff in this book. And before I got on this path, that stuff was so far away from me. But when I got on this path, things started getting closer and closer and closer. Things started to become easier and easier. But the mandate is just, because you see the number of people here, so the mandate is just a little harder, you know what I'm saying, to keep a facility, you know what I'm saying, keep a facility open for our people, you know what I'm saying, lights and whatever, but, you know what I'm saying, that's something everybody faces, which is no problem. But we have to get back to the book. We got to get back to the book, back to what the book says. Now listen, no man, 1 and 3, that's all I want. And then it says, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. Unholy convocation, that's a holy meeting. So this was your service. This was your service where you come together. So this is outside of the feast days. See what he say? Listen what he do. He say, speaking to the children, tell them, I'm gonna break down for you. He say, look, say to the children, look, I got feast days. I got feast days that I want y'all to come to, and I got a Sabbath day that is weekly. My Sabbath day, because y'all off the chain, I need y'all before me once a week. So I tell people all the time, look, I see people say preparation day. You cannot prepare for the Sabbath day on Friday. Anybody who say they're preparing for the Sabbath day on Friday, you don't have a job. And I understand you don't have a job. But if you have a job, then you have to prepare for the Sabbath day on a Thursday, maybe Wednesday, because you don't have time to do all that running around when you get off work. You know, it's like I say, we got to get outside of this pasting and posting ministry that I see on Facebook. I see so much misinformation on that post and paste ministry. You know, on Facebook and on Instagram, they posting these quotes and posting this stuff that other people done said, and I be like, did you not read that, or do you not know what the Bible says? You know, which is no problem. I'm just saying it's incorrect. It's not correct information. And to me, I deal with truth or deceit. It's either deceit or it's either truth. There's no in between. There's no gray area. You know, there's no gray area. So I got a book full of truth to bring me into all truths and to be a light unto my path. So that's how I walk the way I do, because I got this book right here that I don't just read. I got this book that I'm a doer. But the Bible says that if you are not a doer of the word, you already have deceived yourself. You know what he's saying? If you let man come tell you how to live in this book, you finna be deceived. All you gotta do is read it. I got in the book what I want y'all to do. Like I tell y'all all the time, if the whole world live according to just the 10 commandments, there would be grace, because the 10 commandments is true grace. The commandments are grace. The mercies are the 613. But if everybody lived under by the 10 commandments, the whole world would be in harmony. Won't be no killing, stealing, lying, adultery, fornication, back talking to parents. Wouldn't be none of that. Because the first 14 commandments do what, Dakar? Teach you how to serve who? The next 6 teach you how to serve who? People. There you go. Teach you how to serve people. Very wise. On point. That's why the Bible says in the second writing, all the prophets and all the laws rest on these 2 commandments. Now the church teaching people, oh, it's just 2 commandments. Love Yahweh and love Yahweh with all our heart, our mind, and soul. And you need to know how to do that. You don't know how to do that. And ain't nobody telling you how to do it. The first 4 commandments teach you how to instruct you. We need instructions. The first 4 commandments teach you how to love with all our heart, our mind, our body, and our soul, and our love. And it says the second commandment was unlike to the first. Love thy neighbor, and love thyself. You need those 2. The next 6, that's why you got people sleeping with people, people killing people. You got people doing all kinds of stuff. Because they're not raised by grace. You have to be raised by grace. You see, you got too many people looking for grace, want to be covered. No, I'm raised by grace. I'm raised by it because I'm in the 10 commandments. And the 10 commandments is the entryway into the divine nature of Yahweh. Divine nature of Yahweh. That's the entrance. That's the doorway. That's the gate. Straight is the gate, and narrow is the way that leads to righteousness. That's the 10 commandments. That's the 10. Broad is the way that leads to destruction. That's outside of the commandments. That's when we start experimenting and we start doing all kinds of stuff. Outside of that. But man done found a way to tell people it's okay. He loves you. Don't you know that the love of our Heavenly Father cannot save me? His love can't save me. You know what's going to save me? My obedience. No, I can't save me. I got to be obedient under His word. That's what's going to save me.
So it takes you to do that.
Exactly. It takes me to do it, but listen, it takes me to do it through His instructions, through His word. Because without His instructions, I don't know how to do it. That's why I was so lost out there in the world, wandering around, because I didn't know what to do or how to do it. Until grace fell upon me, which is the commandments. And then His mercies was the 613, because they started telling me what would happen to me before I did something. Now that's true mercy. It's like you got a daughter and you say, look here, you can go on that date, but you better be home before 11 o'clock. If I was you, daughter, I'd be here at 10:55, 10:50. Because if you come in that house at 11, I'm going to whoop your behind. I'm going to tear you up. You understand? That was mercy. I had mercy on you because I told you what was going to happen before it happened. See, people, we something else. We something else and don't understand that. Listen, our Heavenly Father, y'all, He never wanted to be the Father of intervention, intervening, coming in, fixing, stopping, repairing. That's why He gave His book, because I'm the God. That's what they would say. I'm the God, I'm the source, I'm the power. But I say, y'all, He is my Father. He is the Father of prevention. He wants to prevent. He gave His book to prevent certain things from happening in our lives. He wanted to prevent child support. Yeah. He wanted to prevent child support on me. That's why He said, look, don't go have no babies with nobody you ain't married to. And then when you marry that woman, you stay with that woman. Stay with her. You married, you had a baby, well, stay with her. See, now we done got outside of the law. You understand me? It's okay to have children you ain't married. It's okay. See, that's what I was taught. That's how I was raised. You understand me? I was raised that way. I started coming up and it was cool. But I'm gonna tell you what got me. When that child support hit me. When that child support hit me, you understand me? So I have to use me as an example. Y'all gonna always see me use me as an example. You understand me? Because I did not know. I did it in ignorance. But when I started coming into the knowledge and started coming to the truth, that's when things began to change. Because guess what I was able to do? I was able to beat the event. I was able, whatever the event they were trying to meet me in the past, I was able to get out in front of it. Why? Because this book is prophetic. This is a prophetic book. So this book begins to teach and it begins to encourage me to tell me that, look, if you do my will, I can keep you out ahead of everything that will come to try to take you out. If you live according to my will. Now, if you don't, then it's going to be stuff cutting you off in the past. That's when y'all start talking about you got a problem. That's when you start talking about you got obstacles. Yeah. Now, sometimes you might have an obstacle to show you what you're capable of. All obstacles and all things that occur in your life is not to deter you, it's to show you your capability. Because you need that capability to go into the venture that you're going into. You understand me? Because there's some things that you're going to run into when you get into certain ventures that you take that you need to know that you can overcome it. But you need to know that you can overcome before you start. So you don't need to get into nothing and then start trying to overcome. That's when you about to lose your mind. Remember the first bad relationship y'all had, where you really loved somebody and y'all broke up. Lose your mind. Because you hadn't been prepared for that. You hadn't been taught or trained for that. So you didn't know whether you was coming or going. This book puts us ahead of the game. All right? The feast days put us ahead of the game because it takes you out of your synchronization with the world. It takes you out of your synchronization with the world. We're synchronized with the world. Labor Day, Memorial Day, Easter, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Now y'all go back and do the research on Thanksgiving. They poisoned them Indians and killed them Indians over there. The Mayflower. They went over there and took them people's stuff. And then they talking about we gonna have Thanksgiving. We gonna celebrate that. I'm not celebrating that with y'all. What y'all did to them native people. 4th of July. 4th of July. I want y'all to know you were still slaves. Your forefathers were still slaves. Yeah. The 4th of July was them breaking away from Great Britain and getting their independence in America, the 13 colonies. Well, it wasn't 13 right then, but they broke away and they celebrating their independence. That wasn't what they call them. That wasn't a Negro independence. His didn't come until what? 1863. Lincoln signed Emancipation, Proclamation of Emancipation, and then your boy Robert E. Lee fought Ulysses Grant an extra 2 or 3 years. He didn't want to give up. He fought to 1865. And then y'all know we went through all this other stuff, civil rights, so we still was injustice. Like I told y'all last week, the greatest weapon that we have as a people, not being talking anything against any race people, but got to clean my own house first, is to boycott. The boycott. I tell you, see, one thing about boycott, why would we boycott? We will boycott to establish a few things. We need to establish something on the earth, and we need to establish something in the heavens. Because the Bible says whatever is bound on earth shall be what? Whatever is loose. You understand? Whatever is bound, whatever is loose. So you need to do some establishing in order to be caught with the heavens. We got to do something. You can't murmur. You listen, you can't pray without action. People pray without action. I see people pray all the time. When I pray, when I go down on my knees and pray, I'm asking for the strength to do and accomplish what it is that the Father put before me. I'm not going in prayer begging and pleading for my hips or pleading for my knees. No, look, I just need the strength and I need a little wisdom. You understand me? Because I got the knowledge, but I need the wisdom, because wisdom is application of what it is that you have knowledge of. Plenty of people have knowledge, but they don't have the wisdom to apply what they know. And that's the problem that we have in our community. We got a lot of knowledge, but we have no application skills. So the application skills is every household that is in our community, it should be black owned. It should be black owned. It should be black, I gotta use that word. It should be owned by us. It should be. Grocery store, we should own a Walmart. We should own a Walgreens. Why should we own those things? Simply because we can and everybody else does, but us. That's why. It's nothing against a white man. It's nothing against a Chinese man. It's us trying to get something that we can preserve. We don't have nothing to preserve, people. What do we have to preserve to pass down to our grandchildren? What do we have? What do we have economically to pass to our children and our children's children? A dream? Oh, go to college. Oh, when you going to college, you coming out of college with $150,000 debt, $250,000 debt, $70,000 debt. I just need for us to start thinking with the mind of our Creator, and to stop thinking, stop looking at this book with blinders on, not looking at what's in front of us. Let me make it so I can get through. So I can get through. Right here will be a good place to do this. Let me do this. Let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 23. Exodus, and we coming back over here. Exodus 23. I'm going to break something down in the English. Exodus 23 and verse 20. And I'm just going to do, I'm going to break it down. And I'm going to show you the power of a word, the power of each word, if you break it down and you take your time. Exodus 23 and verse 20. It reads on this wise, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Now, when you read that, right? Well, that sound pretty cool, right? Now, let's parse it. Let's parse it in English. All right. Behold. Behold means I need your attention. Stop. Listen. Let me hold you. Let me grab you. Behold. I shows authority. It shows an authoritative figure. I have authority. It is me. You need to know me. You need to know who I am. Then it says, send. When you send something, send means to perform or carry out. Okay? Send. When you send something, it has to perform or it has to carry out. Is what it has to do. Send an angel. So that means that angel has to perform. It means to carry out. I'm not going to deal with that. It means to perform or carry out. Okay, now we're going to deal with a word before. Now, before is past tense. That means already done. Listen, I sent an angel before thee. So this already done went out. That's why I say if you in the word, you could be ahead of a whole lot of stuff. Because it said that I have sent out before you. I done sent this thing out way before you even prayed, way before you thought of it. It's out in front of you. Then past tense means already done, and it also means keep, and the next word would be keep. Behold, I sent an angel before thee to keep. Now, he did this thing before time because he wanted to keep. The Creator wanted to retain. He wanted to hold, he wanted to subdue, and he wanted to possess us. And he wants to possess us well in the way, which is a path. I want to possess you on my path. I want possession. I want full possession of you on my path. Okay? To bring, let's see what I got next. To bring, now what does bring mean? Bring means to guide. I'm going to guide, I'm going to lead, I'm going to show, I'm going to shepherd, I'm going to escort. That's what bring means. I'm going to bring, this is I'm going to right here. I'm going to bring you into the place, escort, process, plan. Into means indicating a route. When you say into, I'm bringing you into, that means that you got to have a route. So that's the reason why I want to possess you on the path, because I want you to take the right route. Because I want to bring thee into a what? A place. A place is spiritual or a physical environment. He wants to bring us into a spiritual or a physical environment. Which, parse that word which means chosen. It means chosen. It's a place, it's a place that he have chosen. And have, when we deal with the word have, that means a provision, which I have chosen. That means to bring you into a provision. And prepare also means past tense. Prepare means that he's already made, he's already arranged, and he's already formulated this. That's the meaning of already done. Out of that one verse. And we must study to show ourselves approved. Okay? Let us turn back to Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23. Because, well, I might have to sleep. Okay, we already see in Leviticus 23:3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. You should do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings, all your homes. Turn to Deuteronomy 5. Now I want to say this about the Sabbath day. I want to say this about Shabbat now. Okay, let's not be ignorant, unlearned about the Sabbath day. Hospitals cannot shut down on the Sabbath day. Okay? Old folks' homes cannot shut down on the Sabbath day. So you're going to have nurses that work and doctors that work on those days. There are some occupations, Hebrews, listen, there are some occupations where people are going to have to work. You're going to have to work. You got people on life support. You understand me? You got all kinds of stuff going on. So, like I say, even the Hebrews get some stuff, they look with blinders on. That's why it's dangerous. You have to be led by the Ruach HaKodesh, which is what you call the Holy Spirit. Ruach HaKodesh. You have to be led by the Holy Spirit on these things. We cannot. I see men get this Bible. See, it say, no work. I'm like, come on, man. That's what kills. The spirit of the letter, that dogma, that dogmatic, that's what kills. Just spitting this out without the mind of Yah, it kills. That's why I saw a friend of mine struggling with the creation. And he was struggling with Adam and Eve. And he's struggling that Adam and Eve had Cain, Abel, and Seth. So what they want to know was, how did procreation take place? Because they had 3 sons. Because they don't see the daughter, is what he was saying. Genesis, the first chapter, is difficult. If you read it topographically, then you're only going to get a carnal understanding. But when you begin to study, then revelation is beginning to be released, and you begin to understand what the greater and the lesser light was. You begin to understand what the separation was of the fermentations. The separating of man, the separating of your higher nature and your lower nature of mankind. You understand me? So of course they're not, and I didn't bother the post, I didn't say nothing, I didn't interject, I just let them have it. Because, certain things people are not, mature enough for yet. But they will be if they're keeping His word. Y'all will reveal it to them. All right, Deuteronomy 5:13. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah. That's what I want to get right there. This day is His day. You cannot change it. You cannot change His day. You can't make His day Monday. Can't make His day Tuesday. You can't make His day Sunday. Now you can do whatever you want to do on those days, but you can't make His day. You cannot call His day Sunday. You can't do it. You don't have the authority to do that, and that's a grave injustice. Now I hold service on Sundays. You understand me? But I also hold service on His day, which allows me to go into Sunday with just as much power as I had on Saturday. He allowed me to go into there. He feeds me. He don't back away. He give me a good message on Shabbat. He give me a 5 message on that Sunday. Yes, He does. Because I honor, my life is to honor my Father. My life is not to honor me. My life is to honor my Father. Through honoring my Father, I begin to treat my wife better. I begin to treat my son better. I begin to treat my friends better. I begin to treat my daughters better. I begin to treat everybody better because I'm honoring Yah. When you have people that don't honor and don't live for Yah, then they'll do anything. They'll take any shortcut because they don't have anything to govern them. They don't have anything to keep them. They don't have nothing to keep them because everything they're doing is outside of the Father. And I'm not saying that make them bad people. It just make them uninformed people. Is what I'm saying. Listen to the book. He says, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah, thy Abba. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy ox, nor thy ass, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that's within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that Yahweh thy Abba brought thee out through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh thy Abba commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. He commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Let me see something. Yeah, He commanded to keep Sabbath day. Yahweh placed the Sabbath in the 10. Listen, Yahweh placed the Sabbath day in the 10 Commandments so it could not be changed. Yeah, because I asked anybody. No, I asked anybody this. Is the 10 Commandments in the Bible still valid and legal?
Yes.
Well, Yahweh put the Sabbath in there so it couldn't be changed. He didn't have to put that in there, but He put it in there so it could not be changed. Let us look at Luke 13. And let's see what Luke 13 says. Message, my delivery kind of changed tonight. And it had to change. My delivery changed. Well, not my delivery, but what y'all wanted to deliver. On Luke chapter 13 and verse 10, and He was teaching in one of the synagogues on the what? Sabbath. That's found in their renewed writings. they new commandments. I mean they New Testament. Excuse me, they New Testament. Because I call it second writings, because that's second writings. Okay, so and he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath, on the Shabbat. Okay, and I want y'all to notice something. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed together, and could in no wise lift herself up. So she was like this here. She probably had a hump in her back. She was bent over. And when Yeshua saw her, he called her to him, and he said, Woman, thou art loose from thy infirmities. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified Yah. And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation, because Yeshua had healed on the Sabbath day, and said unto the people, There are 6 days in which men ought to work. Yeshua never spoke against the Shabbat. In them, therefore, come and be healed, and not on the Sabbath. Let me read. There are 6 days in which men ought to work. In them, therefore, come and be healed, and not on the Sabbath day. Well, on the Sabbath day, you need to be healed. Why? Because Yahweh is meeting them on that day. Because the Sabbath day is his day. So Yahweh has promised, I'm going to meet y'all on that day. So they tell him here, in Luke 13, they tell him, listen what he says. Verse 14. And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation immediately that Yeshua had healed. He had healed on the Sabbath. And said unto the people, There are 6 days in which men ought to work. In them, therefore, come and be healed, and not on the Sabbath day. Verse 15. And Yahweh said, Answer, hypocrite, doeth not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall, and lead him away to water? So Yeshua said that, look, some people got some things that have to be done on the Shabbat. They have to be done on the Sabbath. So we have to we got to have balance. And even in the Hebraic culture, we don't have balance, because I see a lot of Hebrews trying to kill the lost sheep, trying to kill the lost sheep of Israel with the letter. They trying to kill them. They trying to kill the lost sheep. And Yeshua said, go to the lost sheep of Israel. Go to the lost sheep first. And if anybody knows, when you come over here and when you go to college as my wife have, and you go to college and take college courses as myself, and you study things like world religion, and you study other cultures, you study other religions that people are prescribed to, then you begin to understand that, listen, the lost sheep of Israel, where did they come from? Put it this way. What is the majority of the people in America that prescribe to Christianity? What's their race? Where are they housed? Where are they kept? In the church. How did they get there? Because they were lost. I was lost. They said something. I was lost and now I'm found. I was lost and now I'm found. But because you're found does not mean that you have come into the knowledge, the correct knowledge. Doesn't mean that. It means that you've been found, you've been located. So I'm very careful when I deal with, not with Christianity, but when I deal with the church, because the church is where the people are. Not Christianity. Christianity is a religion. What's a religion? If you study Christianity, and you would need to study for years, not a day, not 2 days, and not a month, but you would need to study Christianity for maybe a year or two to really understand what was done in the Crusades and what was done in the Byzantine Empire and the Constantine Empire. You have to understand what's done through history according to this Bible. It all must line up. And I get so angry when I see people brought into their faith in the New Testament. I'm like, you gonna do away with the root? You just gonna bring them in the top of the tree? Because I always use a tree. I use a tree. No matter how beautiful a palm tree, how tall it gets, it's rooted in the ground. Where is your root system, Christianity? Where is your root system? Where are you rooted and where are you grounded? Don't forget the ground that you built on. And that ground has been forgotten. And that's why so much stuff is going on. Listen to the book. I'm going to read this and I'm going to get out of here. It says, I want y'all to hear this. So he just got through talking bad about Yeshua. And then Yeshua says this, he says, and Yeshua then answered verse 15 and says, thou hypocrite, doeth not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall and lead him away to water? And ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan had bound, lo, these 18 years be loose from this bond on the Sabbath day? Question. And when he said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed. Now, I know what he's saying when he used that word Satan. He's talking about man. Because he come right back and say adversary. What do you call Satan? What do people call Satan?
People.
The adversary. They call him the adversary. Now listen to what he do. Drop it. See, they try to do so much till they can't do it all. Listen. And when he has said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed. So when you say adversary,
People that fight against him.
they ain't doing them saying Satan, what you call Satan. Satan. That's all he's saying. Listen. The men had like that because they wouldn't heal her. They wouldn't do nothing for the woman. They had the power and wouldn't do nothing for her. So he's like, look, y'all the adversaries. He said, listen, and when he said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed, and all the people rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. See, to put you on what I'm talking about. Remember I said that the whole world lived according to the Ten Commandments, that the whole world will be up under the harmony of our Heavenly Father. So if the whole world lived by the Ten Commandments, where would the devil be?
Nowhere.
Huh?
Nowhere.
Where would Satan be? Would he be seen on earth? Would he be spoken of? So now you got to ask yourself, well, who is the devil? Where did this stuff come from? Because we live according to this book. None of this stuff exists outside of mankind. Nothing exists outside of mankind other than our Heavenly Father, our Creator. And I thank y'all for the feast days. Now let's fall back to Leviticus 23. And I'm gonna wrap it up. So I just want to bring it to bring it to what we're about to observe. Leviticus 23 and 23. And we reason on this wise. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, we are approaching the 7th month, which the 7th month for us will be September. We will observe it September the 8th. September the 8th. We will observe, well, sundown, because we got to remember, sundown the 8th is really the 9th, biblically. To get on this, to get in sync with the Creator. It's a little mind-boggling at first. It's a little mind-boggling because you program to deal with the Gregorian calendar. because you're living in this world. But I want you to understand, you're dealing with a carnal world. Remember I told you, have you started out this thing in spirit, that you're going to finish it in flesh? That was Galatians 3 and 3 where I started. Because the Gregorian calendar, that's flesh, that's man. This Hebrew, this biblical calendar, that brings you into tune with the spirit of Yah. It puts you in the place and provision with Yah. It takes you out of the synchronicity of the world, and it makes you synchronize with Yah to where you begin to walk to the beat of his drum. That's all it does. Spirit and flesh. Listen. He says, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath. Okay. A memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. So that's Yom Teruah. That's Yom Teruah. And what's funny about Yom Teruah is, over there, when y'all see over there in Matthew 24, and it says that he shall return with a shout, with his angels. That's Yom Teruah. That's a feast day. That's a feast day that he's returning on. Oh yeah. It's in Revelations too. I did a teaching on it. From Genesis all through the book of Revelation. That's a feast day. Yahweh say, look, I'm not going to do nothing new. He said, everything that I do, I tell you of it first, right? Okay, so we have what we call, in the beginning of the blowing of trumpets, Yom Teruah is going to be sundown September the 8th. And then in between that, those 9 days left, those days are days that you're supposed to be getting yourself right. You're supposed to be making amends. You're supposed to be making amends with everybody that you've done wrong, or everybody that you got to ought with. You're supposed to go to them within those days and let them know, listen, hey, I apologize for whatever it is. You know, it wasn't worth it. You understand me? And depending on what a person have done to you, then you have to really soul search, and you have to find a way to forgive people that have wrongfully done. Because you got people that done been molested people done raped, people done all kinds of things. So I got to cover a lot. So you need to forgive so you can heal. If you don't forgive, then you can't heal, because that wound stays fresh. But that thing that's done to you, it stays fresh. It stays fresh. It stays fresh. It stays fresh. So Yahweh is asking a lot in this time of the year. He's asking a lot, because anything that Yahweh wants you, he wants you to be healthy in your mind, your body, and your soul. He wants you to be healthy. And in all things, I wish that you prosper. He wants you to be healthy. And when you don't deal with those things, there's no way you can be healthy, because when those things start to come up and those things start to rise, they begin to be a prune. They begin to be a prick in your side. They begin to be a 2x4 in your eye. So listen, verse 25. You shall do no severe work therein, but you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, also in the 10th day, now this is called Yom Kippur. In the 10th day, this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. This is where your atonement comes, the day of atonement, which is Christianity teaches that Yeshua became the atonement. I think it's over there in Romans or something over there. That Yeshua became the atonement. But my only objection to what they're saying is, if that be the case, then why do you still repent? If he became your atonement, why do you still repent? Why do you ask for forgiveness? And why do you come to the altar? Because if you still got to repent, and then you still got to come to the altar, then that means someone done away with it. Yeah, it does. That means something. That means something, and that means you ain't covered because you got to come and you got to ask for what? Forgiveness. Now either you forgiven or you ain't. Which one? No, because when you do something wrong, you need to do something to right that wrong. You need to do something to right that wrong. Nobody dying on nothing, right that wrong. That's why the Bible said that you crucify him afresh every time you do something wrong. It said you put him back up on that stake, on that tree. So it's a lot of things that they're teaching. If you slow down and listen, you'll be like, wait a minute now. That is right. Why do I have to ask for forgiveness? And why do I go to the altar and I break down crying and all this sort of, huh? No. So listen, it said, and Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls fast, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. That's a barbecue. That's a cookout. That's a grill. That's a grill. Yahweh want to eat with you. He said, I want some. He said, I want some of that too. He said, I want to break bread with y'all. But Yahweh said, I want y'all to burn mine up. Burn mine with fire. Now, I don't know how many of y'all barbecue, but back in the day, I done barbecued and fell asleep and burnt all my meat up. Yeah. So Yahweh saying, look, burn me a piece of meat up. Send me an offering. Send me a whole offer. Send me a free will. Send me something up. Send me, let me eat with y'all. Send me something up. Do you believe in me? Well, send it up to me. I'm going to get it. Send it up. Now, they're going to tell y'all, that's done away with. I ain't wasting my meat. But, and I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Let me see. I got to get out. Let me see how far am I in. Let me see what time it is. Let me see. I got to see how long I've been going because I want to.
You all right, Apostle?
I want to say this. I want to say this. I might be gonna forget it.
All right.
I might be gonna forget it. What I want to say. I forgot it now. Yeah, I don't forgot now. I forgot what I wanted to say because I want to draw a comparison. It was a comparison I wanted to draw. But anyhow, I'm gonna worry about it. And where was I? Leviticus what?
You talking about the burnt meat?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, now, let me say this to y'all. Now, people say that sacrificing to our Heavenly Father is done away with. Oh, you don't need to kill no animal and you don't need to sacrifice no animal, right? Right? Well, I want to ask y'all in here, you eat meat? You eat meat? You eat fish? You eat fish? Well, that animal had to be sacrificed for you to eat it. He had to be killed. He had to be killed for you to eat that. Yeah. So you mean to tell me that you humans, are more worthy for something to be sacrificed unto you to consume it than our Heavenly Father, what He wrote in this book. So either you believe in the book or you don't believe in the book. If that's the case, you ought to be a vegan, or you ought to be listening, or you ought to be a vegetarian. You still sacrificing because that plant life got life in it. And it gives life into the body. But when you talking about you gonna eat some chicken or eat some turkey, that animal had to die for you to consume it. So that means that animal life had to be sacrificed for you to eat it. I don't understand what the fuss is about when you talk about a sacrificial offering. Because I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you this too. And I deal with this with Christianity. The reason why you got so much stuff going on in Christianity and in the Hebrews is because it don't cost you nothing to come to this altar. If it start costing you $100, $1,000 every time you sin to come to this altar, you'll start telling that, look here, you ain't worth $1,000, girl. I done spent over $3,000 messing around with you. I'm not spending another $1,000. See, the reason why, because they done made everything free. And we know people don't take care of nothing that they get for free. You only take care when you spend your money. So see, with us, with the Hebrews, with us, when you have animals, livestock, you done grow that little old, your most precious animal, you done growed it up, you done fed, you done took care, you done named it. And guess what? That's the one that you have to sacrifice to y'all. It'll be like sacrificing your dog, your best friend. So these things began to incline us to let us know that one, there's a responsibility on you. You understand me? And it's some things that I expect out of you. And I don't expect you to walk in discord unto my word. I expect you to walk according to my word and according to my will. And if enough of us begin to walk like this here, we'll have a community walking like this here. And the things that's not normal will become normal. This will become normal living. It'll become normal not to bother with somebody's wife. It'll become normal not to argue and to fuss and fight over petty stuff. You stepped on my shoes, so I'm gonna wait outside the club and I'm gonna shoot you. Because you stepped on my shoes and spilled the drink on me in the club, so I'm gonna kill you. So if you get a group, a conglomerate of people living this way, then guess what's not normal? To hear a man arguing with another man. To see a man fighting another man, that's not normal. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling y'all. We gotta get back in sync with y'all. We out of sync. Because we fighting and arguing in the cedars. You're fighting and arguing in the church. You're fighting and arguing everywhere. Listen to the book. Listen to the book. 28. And you should do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh, your Abba. And you supposed to be making that atonement for yourself, not me. You supposed to make this atonement. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to make this rebuttal. You supposed to make this request for forgiveness. Okay? And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among people. Let me deal with that right there. And verse 31, you shall do no manner of work in it. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings, and it shall be unto you. Now I want to go back to verse 30. And whatsoever soul be that doeth any work, we cut off already. Because I'm going to show y'all what it's talking about. And to be cut off is the nation keeping y'all's feast and not you. That's what being cut off is. I'm going to tell you what being cut off is. I'm cut off. I've been cut off from America. I've been cut off from the United States of America. I don't do Labor Day. I don't do Memorial Day because I'm cut off. That's the cutting off. I'm separate. I'm set aside. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't bother with those things. Christianity, the three pillars of Christianity are what? Easter, Christmas, and Sunday worship. None of those are in the Bible. No, none of those are in the Bible. None of them. They put the word Easter, but none of those things are in the Bible. But those are the foundation, and that is the pillar of Christianity. But won't nobody deal with that. Oh, that don't matter. That don't matter. Okay, it don't matter then. I'm finna keep going. I'm finna keep going the way it does matter. The way to this book. Because I'm after y'all's heart. Like Dawid, I'm not after man. I'm after y'all's heart. That's what I'm after. And man, and I thank y'all, and I want to tell y'all this. I want to tell y'all, man, that y'all is so good to me. And the reason why I want to tell y'all so good to me, because he's hard on me. He's hard on me. He's hard on me. Ask my wife. He's hard on me. And the harder he get on me, the harder I go but the more compassionate I get, the more meeker I get, the more humbler I become. To be more humble, I become to be more sensitive to other people. The harder he is on me, because he's mashing me. He mashing, and why he mashing me? He's mashing me, huh? Yes, he's mashing me to mold me and to squeeze out of me what is precious. The anointing. He wants to press. You got to press. When you want something out of the olive tree, you got to press it. You got to press it. You want wine, you got to press grapes. You got to try. You got to press, and then the grape begins to release what is precious inside of it. We have to be pressed, and we have to be molded in order to release what is precious inside of us, because there's something precious inside of all of us. Let me see. You should do no matter where we were, 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month, at evening, from evening to evening, shall you celebrate your Sabbath. Feast of Trumpets. This is Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. Yom is day in Hebrew, Kippur, atonement. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month, see, it started moving fast now, shall be a Feast of Tabernacles. That's called Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Booths. And you got for 7 days unto Yah. On the first day it should be a holy convocation. You should do no some real work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yah. On the 8th day should be a holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no severe work therein. These are the feasts of Yah, which you shall proclaim to the holy convocation, to be holy meetings, to offer an offering made by fire unto Yah, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offering. You know what that drink offering is, y'all? Y'all ever seen somebody pour out liquor to their dead homies? That's where they get it from. That's the drink offering. That's the oblation. That's what y'all want you to do. He wants you to pour your wine out. That's where they get it from. It ain't nothing these people doing. That ain't come out this book. That's where they come from. Somebody died. You ever seen them do that, right? They pour out some of the beer off the top of their quart bottle. Yeah. See, I said quart because I know. Yeah. I ain't always been in the pulpit now. You take that quart bottle and it's from a dead homie. Yes. Okay, it says in a drink offering, everything upon his day. Besides the Sabbaths. Listen, this is outside of your weekly Sabbath, your weekly Shabbat. So this is outside. Listen, I'm gonna bring it here. Thank you, Rob. This is outside of your Sunday church service. This stuff still was supposed to be done. If they saying that Sunday is they Sabbath, it's still missing something, because the Bible says even outside of your weekly service, I want y'all to do this every year. Yeah. But they say it's been done away with, and ain't nobody been able to show me where it's been done away with yet. And I'm talking about some of the best pastors in the world, bishops and whatever. After I bring this stuff to them, they don't bother with me no more. I'm for real. They don't bother me no more. And I come just as mild, and I come just as meek as I am now, but they don't bother me no more. Because I'm making them, and I'm pulling the truth out of them. And because they know the truth, and they figure that their membership, or they figure that their tithes that their tithe and offering may go down, man, you just don't know. You teach people the truth, you'll be amazed at what y'all will do. All right, listen to the book. Beside the Sabbaths of Yahweh, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings which you give unto Yah, also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit. This is called ingathering. It's called ingathering. It's the Feast of Booths. It's gathering the fruit of the land. You shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And you shall take you on the first day of the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palms and booths, and you supposed to build your and the willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before Yahweh. You supposed to build your little booth. But because we in this dang area, man, I hung a palm tree over our bed. Cause ain't nowhere in the world I can sleep out. You can sleep outdoors around him. And people be peeking in on you. Hey, you got a light? You got a cigarette? And you shall keep it a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. It should be a statute forever in your generation. You shall celebrate in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born should dwell in the booths. Now, are you Israelite born, Takar? Huh? Are you Israelite born?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. You got to know what you are.
Yeah.
I'm an Israelite. I am a Hebrew. A Hebrew. I am an Israelite. I am. Listen. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your code, those are my forefathers. You understand me? Those are my forefathers. I don't have a land. You understand me? America is not my land. This is not my country, and I'm sure what I'm talking about. Well, if I say Japan, what you gonna say? Give me the people. Japan. What you call the people live there? Japanese. If I say China, what you gonna call them?
Chinese.
If I say Russia, what you gonna call them?
Russian.
If I say Cuba, what you gonna call them?
Cuban.
Well, what I'm gonna call you? What can I call you? If I say, I don't know what to call us. If I say Negro, what you gonna say? You can't be from two continents now. I told you that. You can't be from Africa and America. Those two continents, you can't do that. You can't be from both of them now. You're gonna have to pick one.
Just American.
See, that's what I'm saying. You understand me? We the people of this book. We the lost. Everybody else got something somewhere. Everybody else got a land. You understand me? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I can take this book and I can go back in this book and show you that I am a Israelite. A Israelite, not a Israeli. You understand me? Not an Israeli. You understand me? Because that's a state. I'm not Jewish. You break down that word ish. Ish means to be like. It means to perpetrate. It means to copy. To become like something that you're not. That's what ish means. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Jewish. I am Hebrew. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jew. I'm not a black Jew. That's an insult to me. I'm not my history did not start 400 to 500 years. If you say you're a black Jew, the letter J only 400 to 500 years old. So explain to me, explain that first of all. No, if you want to be technical, then you are Hebrew. You are Hebrew. Hebrew comes from the word Hebrew, from Hebrew. That's where it comes from. But I am a Israelite. That's what I am. I am a Hebrew Israelite. But I ain't now one of the ones on the corner cussing and spitting and talking about the white man, and then I don't have time to watch the white man like that. I don't have time to watch people. I am on a mission to build in our community. I don't have time for arguments. I don't have time to talk about what somebody else doing when we not doing nothing. You understand me? That's like I said, you talking about, well, my 40 acres in a mule. Man, don't give me 40 acres in a mule. Give me 40 acres in a John Deere. I need a tractor with 40 acres. I don't know if y'all know how big an acre is, but since I deal with acreage and I deal with land, you know how much 40 acres is? Man, 40 acres, you need about 40 families on 40 acres. For real. 40 acres, undeveloped land, ain't producing nothing, just to have 40 acres. If I got 40 acres, every inch of them 40 acres ought to be getting worked, ought to be producing something. Man, that's livelihood for families, man. That's livelihood for families to bring back lost arts of farming. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? Wow, man, I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about real talk. Let y'all out of here. Verse 41, and you shall keep it a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. Every year. It shall be a statute forever. A statute forever in your generation. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. That's why our children don't know about us coming out of slavery, out of Egypt. They don't even know that was their ancestors that was in Egypt. They don't even know that. Listen, Christianity don't even teach. They don't even teach the Negroes sitting in there that, look, hey, y'all know that y'all came to America by way of slave ships? They don't teach y'all that. They cover that up. They whitewash that. They don't want you to know, hey, do you know that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that, you know what I'm saying, that those men were melanated skinned people? It's no way in the world those could have been Europeans. It's no way. It's impossible for them to be Europeans. You understand me? I would like to have seen Joseph and Marie, go down into Egypt if he was a white baby trying to hide little baby Jesus. How you gonna go and hide if you white? If they were European, y'all know Egypt was black, right? We know that, right? We know Egypt was ruled by melanated skinned people, correct? We do know that, right? So, according to your book in the second writing, it said that when Herod was looking for the baby, they said that they fled into Egypt. Right? So how could they go hide in Egypt if Yeshua, who y'all call Jesus, if he was white? How could they do that? How could they hide? They would have stuck out like what? Like a sore thumb. But the people gonna say that don't matter. Well, why does me speaking the truth matter then? Because I'm only telling the truth. I'm only telling the truth of the terrain and the people that was in the land according to that time. And I can go back in books and show you that the people in the land at that time was melanated skinned people. Cleopatra. Every movie y'all done seen, they had Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra. Elizabeth Taylor, you need to stop. Cleopatra was melanated skinned woman. They need to stop. Stop it, I say. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of Yahweh. Moses gave the children of Israel, he gave them all this feast. This is in the book. This is valuable information. This ain't nothing that I'm making up. I'm not putting you under the law, because to be under the law is what? To be under the law is what? No, to be under the law is to break the law. Yeah. That's to be under the law. Listen, the law is not for law-abiding people. The law is for law breakers. That's why I don't understand why people look in the book and say, oh, you're trying to put me up under the law. You're trying to I'm under grace. You ain't under no grace if you ain't up under them 10 commandments. Because that's grace. If you trying to tell me that if you prescribe to the third writing that you up under the law, I'm going to hit you with this here. What state you live in? So you mean to tell me that your state don't have no laws? Your state don't have no laws that you got to live by. Well, let me see you do away with the laws of Georgia, and let's see what happens to you. You're going to get locked up. You're going to get locked up. So how you going to prescribe and follow man's laws, but the laws in this book are not good enough for you? Something wrong with these. But the laws of the land, they right for you. Not for me. That's why I don't break their laws. See, the thing about them, what y'all need to understand, why y'all need to teach y'all children the law, is because when you teach your children this, they don't break those. See, when they break his law, they go to jail. And they not taught his laws. But at least my creator has given you a book and he teaches you his law. He teaches it to you. And he tell you what's going to happen to you if you break them. They don't tell you out there. They just lock your churn up and try to throw away the key. So with that said, I just want to thank everybody for patronizing with us today, and and lending us your eyes and the ears. It was slow. Delivery changed. Changed a little bit because you always send his children and yell at them in the house. So we just want to thank all of them. We say shalom, shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem until coming for Thursday, no, Friday, until Friday and Saturday we say shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem.